All right, we are live today. It's noon in Mountain Standard Time, and we're going live with Kristy Bond today. We are going to be interviewing her and hearing her story about how she was able to reset her metabolism and let go of 23.8 pounds in about 7 weeks. So we'll actually get the update here as we interview her, but wanted to, we like to do these interviews. We obviously like to have people share their story. So we do these interviews for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is, our metabolic champions, as we call those who join our program, they've been working hard to be able to actually, achieve their goals and be able to really make some massive change in their life. So we want them to be able to celebrate their victories. I mean, that's really one of the reasons why we do these interviews. It's a really powerful process for them to share that, but also it's a great way for other people who've joined our program, who are just starting or maybe in the middle of it. It's a great way to hear some advice, some things that are helpful for them. And it's also a great way to get people who maybe don't know about the program, their questions answered. So if you have questions as we go through this, go ahead and post them in the comments below. I'm just inviting a few people on here to join us today, a few of our other champions, so they can celebrate Kristy's success. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments. We'll try to get to them on the or comments. We'll try to get to them on the live. If not, we'll get to them later. And then also let us know where you're coming from. Like the video, show Kristy some support. She's been working hard, seeing some amazing progress. So now really quick before we jump in and invite Kristy on here, I'll just introduce myself. Maybe if you don't know me, I'm Jared. I run the Metabolic Reboot program. So it's a program that I have that is phenomenally successful, seriously massive results for people. Typically, we see about 20 to 45 pounds of fat loss in 6 weeks, and we are specifically burning fat. That is what we are burning, not any of the muscle or good fats. We want to burn abnormal belly fat. That's really what we do. So in the program, it's a 6-week process where we don't have to do crazy exercise. There's no powders, shakes, pills, anything like that. We use real food to just nourish people's bodies, get things functioning better, get things working better, and people just feel amazing, and they let go of the weight, which is always fun to be able to do. So we are going to be talking more about Kristy's experience through this and her story. I'm excited to bring her on here. And if you have any questions, again, go ahead and let me know. I'm going to go ahead and add Kristy on. Looks like she's joined us. We'll add her. And for those who've joined so far, thank you as well. Glad to have you guys here.
Hello.
Hey, Kristy.
Hi. How are you, Jared?
How's it go? I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good. It's great to see you. You look great.
Oh, thank you. Good to see you too. I'm kind of nervous.
Yeah. No, you're okay. Don't be nervous. We're just gonna chat.
Okay.
So this is great. So
right.
I'm excited to have you here. I know you were doing some traveling, so
yeah.
Thanks for taking some time. So
no worries.
Well, awesome. Well, let's get right into it. I'd love to hear, just maybe share again. You probably saw the intro. We like to have people share for those coming in. So I'll ask you some questions that maybe helps those who are in the program get some support. But let's just hear some of your background, maybe kind of leading up to the program or beforehand, kind of what inspired you or motivated you to want to join in on the program. Oh, I think she's frozen. She is frozen. We may have to invite her back on here. Looks like we lost. And again, if you guys have questions, feel free to post them. There she is again. Let's go ahead and add her.
Sorry, Jared. I don't know what happened. I got a phone call and my phone kind of wigged out. So sorry.
Okay. No worries.
Sorry.
So the question was just kind of starting off. Let's just share a little bit of kind of where you were before the program, kind of leading up to it, why you were inspired or looking at joining the program, that kind of thing.
Okay. Well, I've tried lots of different programs. I've done like Body for Life. I was doing CrossFit, and probably I'd say for the last 5 years or more, my weight would fluctuate a little here and there, but mostly up. And I just kind of was getting discouraged, thinking, well, it's probably because I'm getting older. Maybe my metabolism has slowed down. And so I just kind of attributed it to that. But I was working really hard. I thought I was eating healthy foods, but the weight was not budging. And if anything, it was going up. And so actually, I heard about you from my daughter Marie on Facebook. And she said, Jared has this program that resets your metabolism. And so when I heard about resetting my metabolism, I thought, well, that's exactly my problem right now. For whatever reason, my metabolism has slowed down. And so I thought I'd give it a try. So, yeah.
Cool. Very cool. Well, I'm glad we're going to talk more about some of the things you've done on the program to see the success, because I'm excited to have you share kind of your results, which is awesome.
Okay.
So great to see that. So, and that is really what we obviously do. And it's hard because like if you do try other things, or you eat healthy, you exercise, you do all this stuff, and it's frustrating to.
I was super frustrated, super confused, didn't know what to do. I just thought, well, this is my life now. I'm just never gonna lose this weight. And I wasn't severely overweight, but it was enough that my clothes didn't feel right. I was uncomfortable. I just didn't feel good. Our family's very active. We like to mountain bike and go boating, and I just wanted to get rid of this extra weight. It was annoying me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I think the old adage of like the older we get, maybe that's just normal or that kind of thing, which I don't really believe in. I think the older you get, you could still continue to be in shape and be active, and it's all about resetting that.
I intend to, because I'm seriously, that's very important to me. So
yeah, which is awesome. Well, okay, so awesome. So you before, obviously that was before you joined the program. Let's hear kind of your experience going through the program, maybe what it was like for you, some of the things you learned, that kind of stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, so when I first started, I was all in. I was fully committed. I trusted you. I'd seen posts of other people and their success, and I thought, well, I what do I have to lose other than weight? So,
right.
So when I first started the program, the loading days, I just realized how gross that unhealthy food makes your body feel, because I felt super miserable. And then as I got into the program eating healthy foods, it took me a little while to figure out exactly what to eat. I love salads. I love lots of fruits and vegetables, but just preparing them without oil, was a little tricky at first, but your website helped me a ton. And even that book, everybody can adapt recipes to their own style. But when I first started like eating salads, I didn't know what kind of dressing to use. I didn't really like that. Is it the Waldorf Farms ones?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what it's called?
Yeah.
I really enjoy those. I've just been making my own dressing with Bragg's apple cider vinegar and water and a packet of stevia and then some garlic salt. And that, once I found that out, it really transformed my salads. I love salads like that now. But anyway, it just takes a small learning curve to figure out what you like. But the food is delicious. I can honestly say I have felt hungry sometimes in the evenings, but I realized that's because I wasn't drinking enough water, and you helped me realize that. But other than that, I haven't been hungry. my energy has been really good. I have had so much energy. Before I started the program, I was at about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. I was just out of gas. And I actually thought I don't know, because I'd been exercising. I thought I was eating healthy. I didn't know if I was depressed or what was going on, but I was just running out of gas every day. But I have had a lot of energy on this program and just felt so good. So I'm really, the food has been great. My body has had plenty of energy. I've besides losing the weight, I have just felt better. I think getting rid of those toxins in my body was huge, and I did not realize that. Who knows how long they've been stored in that fat for so many years. And plus, with this program, once you figure out the food and you see that scale drop, when it finally dropped under 150, I was like, holy cow, I have never, it's probably, I don't even remember the last time I was under 150 pounds. And it was like, okay, I'm all in, I'm going to go for it. And the scale just continued to drop. On the days that maybe it stayed the same or went up a little, I always heard Jared's voice in my head saying, trust the process, So, and I did. I just thought, he's right. I'm not going to be able to lose tons of weight every day, but I'm just going to trust the process, just let my body adapt and adjust, and I'll reach my goal. And I did. I've reached my goal, and I'm super excited. So happy.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
That is great. I mean, it's so fun to hear of obviously the weight
Yeah.
loss and the energy and those types of things, but
Yeah.
just all together, I think it's just powerful to hear. And then I'd love for you to share more about like your mindset, because I know you just were able to stick right, like strong. You were able to say like, all right, I can do this. Like, so talk to me more about that. Like, how were you able to, like, what did you do? What were some things that were helpful for you to really be able to like stay positive, stick to it, stay strong through the process? Even as you said, there's some days where it's up and down. It's kind of a stair-stepping process.
Yeah.
We typically see, average half a pound to a pound a day, but it's not every day.
Right.
It's, some days it goes up, some days it's a pound. And so what were you doing, or what were some of the things that helped you to kind of keep pushing forward and sticking right to it?
Well, I think for one thing, like I said earlier, my body, I felt so much healthier. I felt so much better than I had before with the energy and everything. And I just thought, that is, for me, that's super motivational to stick with the program when you just feel so much better, And then honestly, the weekly phone calls with you helped keep me positive as well. I mean, that really means a lot. I've never had anybody be so genuinely interested in me and the process that with me trying to lose weight. Somebody that understood. I could tell you, okay, I'm worried about this, or just knowing that I could talk to you every week helped me stay motivated as well. And I'm going to be honest, there was one night when my husband was eating a big bowl of ice cream with a cookie and hot fudge, and I kind of had a little pity party for myself, like, why can't I eat that? But it's I just tried to look at the long term, and feeling good immediately off the bat, and seeing the progress on the scale, and just by the way how I felt just was super motivating to me. And I just would remind myself every morning. I wrote the little goals that you told me to write in the front of my little book where you keep track of food. And I would just review those goals every morning. And then every time I would write my food down, in the back of my mind, it's like, okay, this is my goal, and this is my long-term goal. And I can sacrifice for 6 weeks. It's not a big deal to sacrifice for 6 weeks. It really isn't. So that's what helped me stay motivated. It's a combination of things, not just one thing. So
Yeah.
I hope that answers.
Awesome.
I hope it's helpful to other people. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I think you said some really just like pearls of wisdom in there for anybody on the program, especially, but anybody trying to accomplish any goal,
Right.
right? Like you talked about writing your goals down and reviewing those every day, and the fact that you had them in something you knew you were going to use often.
Yeah.
Like I always tell everybody in the program, like write it on a physical piece of
Yeah.
paper that you can have with you, so that every time you flip that open, you know.
Yeah.
It's there. You're feeling the emotions of your goals. You're excited about it.
Yeah.
You know, you're seeing the progress, obviously, which is motivating.
Yeah.
But I love it, and that's our goal in the program, and my goal is to help get people through it. Like I always say, there's not really failure on our program.
Right.
We just, even if people get off the program, meaning they don't follow the guidelines or they cheat or whatever, it's okay. We just get them right back on, and that's the process. So you shared some true words of wisdom there.
Thanks.
Pearls
well,
of wisdom
you taught
for
me
anybody.
those.
I don't know about that. So I think you've always been, for those watching, I've known Kristy for a long time, but you've always had just a great positive attitude, which honestly, I think makes a difference in how we lose weight. If we're able to just stay positive and say, all right, like I can do this, you see better results. So you were a great example of that.
Jared.
So
awesome. I
any
you though, because you taught me a lot, and you're a good coach. So thanks.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So tell me, is anything you realize like throughout the program, any like breakthroughs, aha moments, things that were like, oh, like, okay, like long-term or even in the program that were helpful, anything that you feel like was kind of a breakthrough for you?
A breakthrough? I can't really think of one major. The big breakthrough, like I said earlier, was the salad dressing. That was like, okay, so just learning what I could cook that would taste delicious. I love spicy foods, so being able to use all kinds of spices was epic. I loved when you shared that buffalo chicken salad recipe with me. I love that. I love anything spicy, so that was a huge breakthrough for me. Just realizing, just because you're eating healthy doesn't mean your food has to be tasteless. And once I think you can get over that hurdle and realize you're nourishing your body with really healthy food that tastes delicious, it's like that's a big aha for me. Then you don't feel like you're being deprived. So I think just really focusing, and I'm lucky. I know a lot of people aren't able to cook at home a lot, but luckily I am. I think it would be harder if I had to be out on a job every day with lunch and stuff. But I'm super lucky that I can be home and fix my food here with a little pre-planning, and you can figure out really tasty dishes. And I think people should maybe try to look, if their food tastes bland or they're not enjoying the food, look for ways to make it taste delicious. And I think that is a huge breakthrough. If you feel like you're eating delicious food, your body's not deprived, then it's totally doable. And once you figure out like a handful of really delicious foods that you enjoy, then you can just cycle through those. It's not you have to reinvent a whole bunch of new dishes every night. You can just start recycling, and that is really, I think that was really helpful for me. Once I got the food figured out and figured out how to make it delicious, that was a big breakthrough. So
yeah. That's I think, Kristy, you just summed up like and we talk about it a lot, like nourishing your body and finding how to make that taste good for you is the key. Like you just summed up like the key, the ultimate principle, as I call it, to maintaining weight and losing weight first, then maintaining it, and just having a healthy life is that you have to be able to first nourish the body with the right foods. Yeah. But then if you can master the ability to make those foods taste good the way you want them to, and on our 6-week part of the program, we try to cut out a lot of excess stuff that our bodies don't need. But even long term, like let's say you're going to do like a treat. Now you are going to make a brownie or you're going to have something else. You can still nourish the body and do it in a way that tastes great. And it's just about finding the right
Right.
things and the right ingredients
Yeah, no,
to make it.
I totally agree with that. I'm excited to learn that next step.
Yeah. Yeah. That's our next step, which we're on our way.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
for sure.
So you're there. I think you're going to do great. And that's the key is like you said, you know, when you guys are at home and you got your ice cream and your cookie and that kind of stuff, like it's okay to have those things if you can do it the right way.
Right.
And, you know, like I'll just share, we had my mother-in-law's birthday on Monday, we celebrated. And we had cake, and we had a yellow cake with chocolate frosting and a white cake with kind of a raspberry frosting. It was great, but it's all just the right ingredients to help nourish our bodies. So once we get things reset, we get onto that path of just long-term sustainability, which is awesome. But you've already mastered that principle now, so it's an easy transition.
But yeah,
great.
I'm excited.
Well, good.
So
awesome. So we had a comment here, Kristy, just so you know. So Janet McPhee Jefferson said, "This is awesome. Love Kristy."
Oh, thank you.
So,
you guys are so nice. No, seriously, I, you know, just following the program. That's what I give credit to. It's, you know, it works. The program works. It really does. So, yeah, I can't thank you enough, Jared, for helping me. I've told you that before, but really, you know, just for me, it's just been epic not being able to have my body the way I want it for, you know, quite a while, and for this to work for me has been life-changing, and I really am thankful you found this program, and I found you and shared it with me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. It's been a pleasure. I mean, obviously we still got a few weeks in the maintenance and things, but it's been a pleasure working with you. You're great. You have great pearls of wisdom here just in our conversation, but you've been a great example, I think, for all people trying to accomplish any goal, you know, specifically obviously around weight we're talking about, but great goal. So last question I always like to ask, if you feel like this, you know, our program would work for somebody, like you know, maybe not someone specific, but like a group, a person, like a group of people, or somebody that you feel like would really benefit from using the programming, who would that be? Who do you think might benefit from it?
Well, that's a good question. I think if any of my friends or family members, you know, noticed and said, "How did you lose this weight?" I wouldn't hesitate to tell them and you know, tell them how I was successful. Yeah, I would be happy to share with my friends and family and just say, this really works. You know, if you really are serious about wanting to lose some weight, this program works. So I wouldn't be, you know, I think they have to be motivated to want to change, to do this program, because you have to be committed to it. If they're really serious and really want to know, I would definitely share with my friends and family. So cool.
So you feel like the people who are looking for real change, they're committed to the process. You feel like they'd be the right kind of fit for it.
Definitely.
Awesome.
They have to be committed, because I mean, you have to be strong, because it's hard to. I was worried about how I was gonna interact with lunch dates when my friends took me to lunch and stuff, and I was able to make it work. But you have to be committed and just realizing, okay, my long-term goal is this, and you don't have to be embarrassed. I just told my friends, look, I'm trying to cleanse my body. So when they'd ask me why I was eating differently than I normally did, I'm just saying, you know, I'm cleansing my body. And then if they ask more questions, I would tell them, but it's okay. You know, I'm just trying to take care of my body and feel good. And people understand that, so it doesn't have to be embarrassing. So,
yeah. Awesome. Well, good. Well, I think those are great. Again, great words of wisdom to make it work, even when you're not just at your house, right? When you go out to eat and, you know, just saying, hey, I'm working on some goals, and you can make it happen even if you do go out to eat, or, you know, those types of things as well, which is awesome.
Yeah, if they're your true friend, they'll understand. And your family, they always love you. They might think you're crazy, but
yeah. So, well, awesome. Well, I appreciate that, Kristy. I won't take any more of your time, but appreciate you sharing your pearls of wisdom. And I love seeing your results so far. on the program. You've seen just some phenomenal, obviously the weight loss is there, but just some great, things that just are necessary for, I think, long-term health and weight maintenance, which is great.
Yeah, thanks. Like I said, the weight loss is amazing, but it's really almost secondary to just how good I feel. The weight loss is a happy side effect, but just the way my body feels, I just feel so much healthier and so much better. So it's definitely worth it. And I reached my goal. I'm there. So hopefully that on this maintenance phase, I'll stay there, and I will. It'll work.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Good. That's the beauty of the maintenance phase. It's designed to just lock that in there, create that new set point, and so your body says, "Hey, I'm good here. I'm at where I want to be," and then obviously you just continue going forward, which is awesome. So
thank you.
Very cool.
Okay, well, good luck
to
everybody out there.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions, feel free to post in the comments or reach out or whatever. But thank you, Kristy, again for your time. And then obviously we'll chat later.
Okay. See you later.
Okay. Thanks, Kristy.
Bye.
We'll see you.